Hello and welcome back to Suburban Hunt 365. I am DJ and we are continuing on with our muzzleloader series yet again this week. Now, this week I actually found an interesting one. I was looking up powders because I wanted to replace some of the powders that I've used because I got some other projectiles that I've got lined up for videos and for testing. And I come across these. Now, I've not heard of these. This is Alliant Blue MZ. I've never even heard of these things. I had no idea they even existed, so I was intrigued to find out, okay, well, now that we got another powder, what do they do? And like any normal person, I went straight to YouTube and went, what about it? Nothing. Silence. So, we're going to break that silence in this video today. So, I don't know how well these work. There was nothing I could find on YouTube about them. So, these are 50 grain pellets. And according to the guy at Mid-South Shooter Supply, which is where I get most of my stuff, these are basically the equivalent to the white hots. So that's what it's supposed to be, is the Alliance version of the white hots. So white hots shot really well. So I'm kind of curious, if that's the case, then why not have another, choice for the white hots? Now, that being said, these guys are actually between 3 to 5 cents more per pellet than the white hots are. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, that's with the prices that I've been paying. One of the white hots I've been finding are mostly at Bass Pro Shops, and then this one was at Mid-South Shooter Supply. So kind of take that with what you have. But we're going to go ahead today in this video, and we are going to use 100 grains, 2 pellets, and we're going to go across our same sticks that we've been using in the pellets, which, to go over those real quick, 245 grain copper power belt, 250 grain Aerolite, also power belt, 295 copper power belt, and 330 grain ELR power belt. Then moving over to the Hornady board drivers at 290 and 270 grain Federal bore locks. The same sticks that we've been using for our powder test. We're going to run them through the same thing. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into this thing. Alright, first up is going to be 245 grain coppers. Alright, that's actually not a bad group. It's not a bad way to start this off. It was 1 7/8 of an inch. Not a bad group. Not a bad group at all. So let's go ahead and we're going to move into the 250 grain Aerolites. Alright, and there again, not a terrible bad group. This one actually came in at 2 3/8 of an inch, and I say not terrible because that's really close to the average that we've been getting across all powders and all projectiles so far in pellets. Alright, so caveat there is in pellets. We are separating the loose powder and the pellets. It's not fair to compare the two, in my opinion. So far our pellets, the average is about 2 3/8, which is what we got here with the 250 Aerolites. So not too shabby. So far 245s have still got it. Well, let's move on. 295 grain coppers. Alright, 295 grains. Usually with the heavy projectiles, my gun likes to tighten it up. So far that has not been the case. This particular group also came in at 2 3/8 of an inch. So we're right on that average of what everything's doing, but 245 grains still definitely have it with the 1 7/8 group. So let's see if we can't get any better with the bigger projectile. Largest one we got right now, 330 grain ELRs. Alright, I thought we had it beat up until that third round there, and the third round kind of went up and left there. But this group came in at 3 1/8 of an inch, so we're dealing with a ½ inch difference between the last two and this one. We're really not great. We're starting to really widen up here with these heavier projectiles. Now that could be because it's 100 grains of powder, so once we get next week's test is going to be the 150 grains. of powder, so 3 pellets. So we may see a little bit better on the higher end. I don't know, haven't shot it yet. So this is actually a good point to let you guys know that while I was shooting these rounds, I noticed that once I did get to the third, or even sometimes the second, possibly the third round per group, I noticed that it was getting harder to push down and actually get properly set past that crud ring. So these are not, in my opinion, a great substitute for the white hots, because the white hots were quite a bit better as far as that crud ring goes in the back. With these groups so far, I'm not seeing a lot of fireworks, but it is average. It is pretty average across the board. But that begs the question: are you willing to pay 5 cents per pellet more for an average? You know, but if it's all you can find, it's all you can get a hold of, you can definitely use it. But right now, no fireworks for me, especially with that crud ring. There was a couple times that you had to really push down hard to get it to go past that crud ring and set down properly. So in that aspect, it's more along the lines of the Pirate X and the 777s. Now cleaning the bore was a little bit better, because I guess it does have that cleaning solvent in there. So cleaning the bore wasn't as bad, but follow-up shots with that crud ring on the bottom, definitely an issue around the third round. So I digress. We're going to go ahead and move away from the power belts, and let's go ahead and let's shoot the Hornady bore drivers at 290 grain. Alright, Hornady bringing it back in a little bit there. That is a 2 1/4 inch group. So we are bringing it back down, which Hornady's done pretty good. It's actually won a couple of these challenges and actually came in right there with the 330 grain ELRs as far as the most accurate. So 2 1/4, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and let's finally do the Federal Borlocks 270 grain. Poor Federal Borlock. That one came in at 6.5 inches. I kind of hate to put that out there for Federal. Some things it's been keeping tight. It's actually got some pretty decent groups out there. But as you saw in the pellet overall review for the original ones that we started with, Federals didn't do so hot. They actually came in last. And the more that I do these tests, the more I realize that if I'm going to shoot Federal Borlocks, I'm going to go over to the loose side, and I'm going to find a loose powder that works best for those Federal Borlocks. If you haven't seen it yet, I do have a video, and I'll put the link up here, for a hunt that I did, and I harvested a buck, and it was a awesome shot right through the side, out the bottom, blood trail all the way to the deer 30 yards away. One of the easiest tracking jobs I've ever done. So I can't knock Federal Borlocks, because it is a good bullet, but with me using pellets, it's just really not accuracy wise flipping the bill for me. It's just not. So I do plan on I will be doing a Federal Borlock Black Point 209 video to find out what it likes best, to find us a tight group and really give Borlock a chance to show us what it can do. But I digress. This video is not about Federal Borlock. It is about the Alliant powders. And again, Blue MZ. Again, I had no idea they even existed till about a week ago. So overall, we got back the 245 grains. Did win with a 1 7/8 inch group. Alright, so up on your screen, what we're going to go ahead and throw up there is the chart that we've developed so far for these pellets, and seeing what the different powders and the different projectiles have done. This obviously is a powder test, so you can see on the highlighted section there that this is what the 100 grains of Alliant Blue MZ did. This actually came in 6th. This is our 9th different powder that our charge that we've tried to do, and it comes in 6th place. So like I mentioned earlier, a lot of average going on, and then a couple of not so average, which is what knocked it back towards the end of the run here. So for as expensive as it is, it's kind of hard to justify that, because 3 to 5 cents per pellet, you know, so you keep adding. The more you shoot, the more it's going to cost you. You got the crud ring issue around the 3rd round. Anybody that shoots these, I'm sure you'll see the same thing. So we got the crud ring thing back. It's expensive, and the groups out of my muzzleloader are not awesome. So at this point, with the 100 grain test that we've done so far, I'm not going to really recommend these, but because white hots and the old school 777s did better, and even the Pirate X that we saw the other week, which surprised the hell out of me. But again, I digress. I'm going off on all kinds of tangents in this video, guys. I apologize, but there's a lot to go over. So next video you're going to see is going to be us using the same Alliant pellets, but we're going to use the 150 grain test. And as you've seen also in my past videos, overall my muzzleloader enjoys those heavier charges. So I got a feeling we're going to see a little bit better next week. Again, I haven't shot it yet, so I don't know. Hopefully I get some range time in this week and get this knocked out for you. So if you stuck with us this far, guys, I truly do appreciate you. And as always, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, let YouTube know that you appreciate this content, and then below, comment down below and let us know what you think. Oh, I really do have to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to us. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. I am truly thankful and humbled by the fact that you guys enjoy our content, and that what we're doing actually is helping people out there with these gun videos. And then we got the hunting, fishing, and cooking videos as well. So if you haven't seen any of those, I definitely welcome you to go check out those others, the other part of this channel that we have. But again, if you stuck with us this far, I truly do appreciate you. And again, I'm DJ with Suburban Hunt 365. Catch you on the next one.